how to listen to our spirit.
Yeah, yeah, and I feel like it always sounds funny when we're like, listen to the voices in your head. You know, people think you're a little crazy, but people sometimes think they're going crazy when they call me. You know, they're just like, oh my gosh, I'm hearing these things or feeling or sensing or these things are happening around me, and it's like, well, let's just break it down. Let's take it down into a place that it doesn't, none of it sounds weird to me, because I've heard so much of it over the last 10 years that sometimes when we can kind of break down the different messages or the different perspectives was something that I got a lot of value from. Is my coach is like, okay, but let's look at it this way. And I'm like, oh, I never ever thought of it that way. And so getting a voice outside of myself that was still focused on like my needs, wants, and desires was really important for me, especially building up my business and my intuition work.
So how has it helped you build your intuition?
For me, it's taught me how to trust my own stuff. You know, so I used to go to get readings because I wanted someone to tell me my fortune. And really, happily, I was put in line with coaches that taught me to learn about my own intuition so that I could trust my own decisions. You know, just because a psychic says it doesn't mean it's true. It might be an opportunity or a possibility, but learning what works for me, that's probably one of the biggest things. Well, how does that feel to me? Well, let me sit with that. You know, and if someone said an idea, I'm like, that doesn't quite fit right. So for me, the biggest value was learning how to tune into my own intuition and how to make my own decisions from my own self.
And is that a 30-day process, a 30-year process?
You know what? For me, it's ongoing. You know,
Yeah.
I've always had a mentor since I started. I still do. I meet every Wednesday with my mastermind group. I will do heavier coaching sessions when I'm building up to things, and sometimes it's once a month, sometimes it's once a week. It really depends. I had one coach that I worked with her in my business for probably a good 6 months, and then I felt like, okay, now I just need to integrate all this and actually do it. And so for her, I just worked with her for a few months. Just depends what your needs are, what you're looking for.
Well, and as you were mentioning too, it can be hard to listen to what your needs are and what your wants are, instead of then always getting other people's voices in your head with their opinions.
Yeah, because, you know, I would do things for my husband and my kids and my family and my friends and my clients and all of that stuff, but I wasn't coming from me first. And so with my work, it always comes from my heart, and then what's the value for the people around me. So I'm building my life from inside.
Well, I think you bring up a good point. I mean, I would assume some of what you've been through is almost you have to deprogram yourself from your parents going, well, you should do this. Or
a lot of it. Yeah, a lot of it, because I had a lot of, for me, I was very fear-based in my thinking, like, don't do that, be careful, it's raining out, don't go, you can't go sledding on Sunday, it's gonna rain. You know, I had a lot of fear-based training, and so I wanted to become more fearless. And, you know, in Midwest, we're kind of fear-based sometimes.
Fear-based training, I've never heard it that way.
Well, I mean, think about it. There's, you know, a lot of people are, you know, be careful, be careful, be careful. We hear it all the time. And so I wanted to get into that fearless spirit that I knew that I had inside of me. So for me, it's becoming fearless.
And I think for a lot of people, it could be.
Yeah, I think I have found it. I think I'm still stepping into it in lots of different ways. But I don't try to compare, but if I look back at where I was compared to today, oh my God, totally, yeah. Yeah, I am much more trusting in my own decisions and where I'm going and what I'm doing and asking for help and all of those different things. So yeah, on my way. I would say I'm on my way.
If people do need your help then, so that they can become a little bit more fearless, or whatever the word is that they want
whatever
to
their
achieve,
word is. Yep. Sometimes it's just intuition. They just want to learn more about their intuition. They can just get a hold of me through my website, which is just www.jodyharvala.com, or Facebook, of course, the Intuition Playground. I'm a big Facebook girl. I love Facebook. So yeah, a couple different ways. Go through my website, email me, and we can go through some different choices.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
All right, stay with us. First Choice Clinic is here to talk about the work that they do right after this.